not our target. It's not our guy. Push it as far as you want or don't want, but it's not who we were after, which sucks.
Man files lawsuit against police after being pulled over at gunpoint. Get a load of this.
Step out of the vehicle with your hands where we can see them.
April 2020. With guns drawn, Aurora police are pulling over a man.
I got it.
Aurora, you say? Aurora. Is that Aurora, Colorado?
Officers are working with Denver police and the Department of Corrections to find a fugitive they know is black.
I was afraid, I was a little stressed.
But what they don't know at this moment, as they point guns at his head and body,
I was just trying to obey the orders. I didn't want to make any distinctive movements outside of what they were directing me to make.
No one else in the car.
Teddy Pittman is not the fugitive they're looking for.
I think he demonstrated exemplary control and composure in that moment. Just a testament to he was minding his own business.
And that is a lot of composure, because if you know, and if you have any bit of knowledge about how cops treat people who are not complying and how cops treat people who are complying, like Philando Castile, Daniel Shaver, James Boyd, Eric Garner, it just goes on down the list, Karen Garner. If you know how cops treat the compliant, and you know how cops also treat the non-compliant, and it usually ends up you're severely harmed or you're eradicated from the earth, it'd be hard to keep your composure when you know that something incredibly unjust is happening to you at the present hour.
Police check out Pittman's identification.
What's your name, man?
Another officer claims there's a gun in Pittman's car.
Hey, gun's right here in the Crown Royal bag.
But
Listen to
court
this.
records show a gun was never found in the Crown Royal bag.
It's a lot of loose change.
Police ran Pittman's name in their computers and did not find any warrants.
It's not our target.
One of the officers then told an Aurora police officer,
It's not our guy.
he's not our guy.
Push it as far as you want or don't want, but
Do what you want.
He's not our guy. He's not the guilty party. But then another fellow officer, and this is supposed to be the good officer or the bad officer talking with a good officer, or vice versa, which they're both bad. No one is putting a halt to tyranny. Push it wherever you want. Look at this right here. He's not our guy. And this guy says, push it as far as you want, buddy. You got our backing. You got the backing of the thin blue line and the wall of silence.
as far as you want or don't want, but
Do what you want.
it's not who we were after, which sucks.
For Pittman, what did suck was not only the fear of the moment, but the traffic ticket police gave him before letting him go.
Mind my own business. I went to see a friend. I went to visit a godmother.
A citation for a suspended license and bad left turn. After Pittman filed complaints, the judge dismissed the ticket in the best interest of justice.
The police in this case essentially went new.
Probably only because he had to. I want to just show you something real quick. This guy is being totally compliant. And I am not saying, because we know the truth of the matter, I'm not saying that when you are totally compliant, everything will be okay. But when you're totally compliant and you actually submit to the tyranny at hand in this present hour, you can look better for a jury. You can look more innocent for a judge. And when I say more innocent, I'm talking about against the backdrop of abject, utterly evil tyranny. Like, it makes tyranny look even more tyrannical. It makes ugliness even more ugly. It makes darkness even more pitch black. When you maintain your composure and you comply with their authority and you remain submissive and you're not loud and boisterous, then you can perhaps gain some sympathy of that little inkling of humanity that may be left in that judge, that may be left in that prosecuting attorney, that may be left in that jury. But you start piping off, just spouting off at the mouth, cussing people, this ain't gonna do, and then they put resisting arrest on you. It just makes it more obvious that their evil is indeed evil.
License and bad left turn. After Pittman
Hey, I'm gonna play this back.
I went to see a friend. I went to visit a godmother.
A citation for a suspended license and bad left turn. After Pittman filed complaints, the judge dismissed the ticket in the best interest of justice.
Thank God. It's like a minor miracle to get a judge to do that.
Police in
But if he didn't, If he knew he could get away with it, I'm fairly certain he would have gotten away with it and he wouldn't have dismissed it in the best interest of justice. He just didn't want a PR nightmare on his hands. He didn't want to have to face the music and get a bunch of angry letters and posts underneath their Facebook page where they have to shut it down, like they did recently with that girl, Vivian Augustus.
This case essentially went nuclear on use of force.
Through his attorney, Pittman filed a lawsuit against Aurora Police, Denver Police, and the Department of Corrections alleging excessive force and racial profiling.
It was just I think it was just an irresponsible use of force.
This stop happened in April of 2020, just a few months after the death of Elijah McClain. It was during this time period when an independent investigation found Aurora Police has a pattern and practice of racially biased policing and excessive force.
Wait a minute. What? The Aurora Police has a pattern and practice of racially biased policing and excessive force? Let's just take the racially out of it. Aurora Police, Loveland Police, Denver Police, Colorado has a really bad problem, just like Arizona, just pretty much everywhere. Tennessee has a horrible problem, Texas. So let's just fill in the blank. Police has a pattern and practice of corrupt policing and excessive force. Yes, they do. We see it all the time, all day, every day. And then when you see people belligerent against cops and intolerant of their tyrannical attitudes, you got people going, look, they shouldn't be doing that. Oh, shouldn't they? I always ask myself, what would the founding fathers do if today's American police did to the founding fathers what the British were doing to the founding fathers at that time? Do you think they would be just sitting in their cars and complying? Put up your muskets, boys. No need to fight this. We'll just go ahead and fight it in court. What did the founding fathers do?
That same year,
This video went viral, showing Aurora Police pointing guns at a black mother and several children after mistaking their car for stolen.
It's not just about what they do to black people, because black people do this to other black people. Just think about Tyree Nichols and the Memphis Jump Out crew. All 5 or 6 cops were black. Tyree Nichols was black. They were white officers who did what they did to white Karen Garner. Austin Hopp and Dario Jalali were both white. Sergeant Metzger was a white guy, and they did this to a white woman, an elderly white woman with dementia, 72-year-old, no less. So it's beyond racism. It is authoritarianism. It is tyranny. And that is the kind of thing that I think we all as Americans can stand up against. Am I calling for a violent uprising? Absolutely not. But what do? Do we just roll over and let the court system, put us now? That if it was that one guy in the last story, he went door to door to find out if his neighbors had security footage that he could use to build his case. If he didn't, he'd be going away in jail for years and his family destroyed.
We reported this month there's a tentative settlement in that case.
Regardless of who you are, regardless of what color your skin is, you have a right to be treated with dignity, right?
Pittman says he was afraid for his life during the encounter.
Look at him.
People are either, physically assaulted or, fatally.
I think I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think another thing is pull your freaking pants up. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black, Hispanic, Asian. I don't care. Pull your freaking pants up. If you want respect, do you know what pants below your butt means? I don't know how true the story is. I'm not going to say it, but look it up. There are some opinions out there about what that means. You want respect? Maybe it'd be a good idea not to look like a gangster.
Shot.
Aurora Police, Denver Police, and the Department of Corrections would not comment for this story. All 3 agencies cited the pending litigation.
I know people don't like, it's just clothes. You're free to wear whatever. Yeah, you're free to wear whatever you want to wear. You're free to say whatever you want to say. You're free to act however you want, but you probably can't escape the consequences for the way people perceive you. And if you act like a certain way, then you'll probably be treated a certain way.